Tax filers that come to us with employment income will have T4 slips from which we need to enter the details into the UFile software. We will do that by first of all in the interview setup on our left-hand navigation pane, making sure that the box beside employment income and employment insurance benefits on T4s or T4Es is checked off. That will ensure that T4 and employment income shows up as an option in the navigation menu on our left-hand side. By clicking on T4 and employment income, it opens all of the different options that are related to T4 and employment income situations. The T4 is the top one. By clicking on that, it will open a blank T4 slip for us to enter the information shown on the slip that the client has provided. You'll note that there are box numbers here. These are matching the boxes that are shown on the actual T4 slip, and we simply need to find the box that is applicable on the individual's T4 slip and enter the correct information into the field on our UFile software. You will need to enter a separate slip for each, or separate page for each slip. So we have one already started here for our Fred Flintstone, and we can see on his T4 slip from Bedrock Quarries that quite a number of the fields were already completed. The ones we see on our screen right here, from employment income to CPP contributions, EI premiums, pension adjustment, income tax deducted, union dues, charitable donations, etc., these are the most common boxes that are filled out on a T4 slip. But they're not the only ones that may be filled out. These are the ones that are prevalent, and they are on the top right hand side of the T4 slip you're looking at. But there is a lower section on the T4 slip that may also have amounts in it, and it's important we fill those out as well. The most common ones would be box 40, which is other taxable allowances and benefits, and then further down in our UFile software is the entry for employee paid premiums for private health services plans from box 85. The premiums that are paid by an employee to their group plan for things like dental work, physiotherapy, optical, and other health coverage, these are premiums that are considered to be a medical expense, and they can actually be claimed as such on the tax return. Entering it directly from the T4 slip into this appropriate spot on the T4 slip entry will mean that this would populate the medical schedule automatically, and we won't need to re-enter it anywhere else. If the employee has more than one employer, going back to T4 and employment income on the left and clicking again for another T4 slip will allow us to enter the separate information for each employer, and then the amounts will be added together to populate the correct lines on the tax return. However, if you've opened T4 slips that you didn't actually need to use, you can get rid of them by clicking on the minus sign to the right of the name and saying OK, until all you're left with are the ones that you do want to keep. You may also, though, have a tax filer who worked part of the year but also was on employment insurance benefits. You need to enter that from the T4E separately. This will come to you on a T4E, and you will access it in the same manner that you did the T4 slips, except this time you'll choose T4E in order to open the appropriate slip. The most common fields that you're going to fill out will be box 7, 14, 15, and 22. So you would choose the repayment rate based on what's shown on the T-slip, and you would enter the amount that is in box 14, total benefits paid. You'll note that there is a red asterisk beside this field, which means it is a mandatory field to be filled out. Then you will enter any specifics about the different kinds of income that is shown on the slip based on what is shown on the boxes that are filled out. Once you have entered this information, we can go across to tab 4, Tax Return, and we can see how it has been populated on the lines of the tax return. By opening the tax return summary with spouse, we can then see that employment income shows up on line 10,100, and the employment insurance and benefits shows up on line 11,900, and the combined amount is correctly reported to show all of the different employment and other related benefit income that was reported by Fred Flintstone for this tax year.